Alright, this is our 18-foot weekend warrior. We're going to do a really quick walkthrough here. This requires a 2 5/16" ball. Just back up to it. Make sure that this is off. This is our extra little key thing here. These are your breakaway chains right here. Wrap right off like that. When you go to hook it up onto your ball, you want to make sure that this lever is all the way back. Once it's lowered down onto the ball using this tongue jack, then you push that forward. Make sure that that gets all the way down into that little hook right there. Then you're connected onto the back of your vehicle. Of course, the next thing you do then is connect your breakaway chains, and then you also have your electric trailer brake that's hooked on right here. The purpose of this electric trailer brake is if you were to ever become disconnected from the trailer, that would engage the trailer's brake so that the trailer doesn't keep rolling away. You just want to make sure that none of these, the chains or this cord here, drag. So make sure that they're up and out of the way. Once you're all locked onto the ball, you can put this pin back in there and lock that back on. Right here is your 7-way plug. The notch should always go up. And you put that in there, and there's this little catch here. There should be a catch on the lid as well on the vehicle. So you put that in there and make sure that that's caught in there good. With this cable here, you just want to make sure that it's not dragging. If you need to unwind it from around the tongue jack, fine. If not, then wind it up around the tongue jack. You just don't want it to drag. Right here, you have your propane tank. If I send it out full, just return it full. This supply line right here tells you which propane tank that it's using. I usually use the driver's side propane tank. So this supply line should be pointing to the driver's side, and this should be on. This is unhooked right now because it was just refilled. And I'll usually, before you come to pick it up, I'll have this side on and I'll have your fridge on for you as well. On your way back, just make sure you return the propane tank. Right here are your batteries. There's nothing at all you need to do with the batteries. They're automatically taken care of by the solar panel. It is still possible for you to run out of battery power. The biggest thing that's going to eat your battery is your furnace. So be careful with how much you're using the furnace, or else you could kill the batteries. And once they're dead, they're really hard to bring back all the way. So still be conservative on cold nights, but those batteries should last you just fine, especially with that solar panel. Right here, we've got some levels. There's a level on the front and a level on the side. Now, before you unhook your vehicle from the trailer, you want to make sure that you're level side to side. And you do that by adding or taking away from the tires. You can drive up on wood blocks, you can dig a hole with a shovel, whatever you need to do to get the trailer level side to side. Once you're level side to side, you can unhook the trailer, and then you level the trailer front to back with this tongue jack. You see the tongue jack, child? There you go. With the tongue jack. And then you get yourself level side, front to back. And there's a level right here that helps you out with that. So going down here, right here you've got your water heater. And you do have to light this water heater. The pilot light is right down in here. The instructions on lighting it is right here. Basically what you do though is you turn it to pilot light, sit and hold it down all the way in. Normally you have two hands. And you light it with the match right here. Once you're lit on the pilot light, you turn it over to on, and then that should stay on. It'll automatically rotate on and off as needed, as the hot water is needed. If you find that you don't have hot water, come out here and check that pilot light. And that is one of the pilot lights that I do generally turn off while traveling. I leave the pilot light on to the fridge because you need that one. This right here is your electrical outlet, or your electrical cord. Stick that down in here. Just reach your hand in on this toy hauler. Once you open this up, it's a bugger to get it all closed again, because it's just really tight fitting in there. Just a minute, try to pull this out. There it is right there. Now this is a 30 amp, and it says 30 amps right here. So you plug it into the 30 amp side if you have somewhere that has a hookup. With this, you're able to run your air conditioning your microwave, and your 110 outlets. Without this, you cannot run those three things. Everything else runs off propane or battery. I'm going to go ahead and shove that right back in there. Snap that there. This right here is where you hook up for your city water connection and for your freshwater tank. This is all for your drinking water, cleaning water. It's all your fresh water. You'll see a little cap there, and that's where you fill up for the tank. And then there's another hookup that looks like for a hose. Now, that hose connection is if you have a city water connection. That means water at your campsite. You'll hook the special drinking water hose that I've included. You'll hook that hose on one end, put the other end into here, and just turn the water on. And then you'll have water pressure and unlimited water throughout the trailer. Now, there is a water pressure regulator that is stuck onto the hose. You'll want that on there. It doesn't matter if it's on this end or on the end next to the faucet. But that helps to regulate the water pressure, because sometimes some of the parts waters is too strong and it'll blow the water lines inside the trailer. So you don't want to do that. Other than that, that does not fill up your freshwater tank. Only the other side fills up the freshwater tank. You'll see the little lid, and it's really obvious where that is. This right here is the back of the furnace. Nothing at all you need to do on the outside for the furnace, but don't stick anything by it because it does get hot. Great place to warm up your hands though on cold days. Oh, right here is your, it's for your cable connection. If you just lift that up, you can get to the cable connection for your TV if you were to have cable at your campsite. Oh, before we wander, right here is the sewer. Okay, we have a sewer hose. It's in on the other side. It's very simple how it works. You can see the little knobs right there. You put the sewer hose on here, put the other end down into the sewer, wherever your sewer may be. Then the first thing you do is you pull for your black tank. The black tank is in back, and it also has a bigger valve on it that you can see there. What you do is you pull that straight out, and then let that all drain out. Once you think you're completely drained out, then close the valve, go inside, dump a whole bunch of water right down into the toilet. Come back out here, pull that out again. You might have to reach around this way and pull that out, and then that kind of helps flush it out. Repeat that process until the water runs clear. It might take 2 or 3 times. Once the water runs clear in the black tank, close that valve, open up this valve. Now this valve is for the gray tank. It's got a smaller tube. You can see there's smaller valve. Just pull that straight out. That'll open up for your gray water. Your gray water is your sink water and shower water. Your black water is, of course, your toilet water. After that's completely emptied out, close the black or the gray tank, take off the hose, and rinse the hose out really well, because somebody else has to use it, and we've got to put it back in the storage. So get it as clean as you can, and then put it back, and you're done. Okay, let's move down here. Okay, now, because this is a toy hauler, the back end opens up. Really simple how it works here. You just slide this up and out of the way. That has to be pulled down, then you can slide it up out of the way easier. Oh, there you go. Right there. Move that up and move it out of the way, and then just pull it down. Okay, right here's the back of the fridge. Nothing at all that you need to do on the outside of it. Up here, though, is the awning. If there's anything that you're going to break on this trip, it's going to be the awning. So use it with great caution. Don't ever leave it up without it being attended to. Don't leave it up while you go to bed. Don't leave it up even while you run to the restroom. It might even be questionable. So just be very careful about that. Let me show you how that works. Okay, now to operate the awning, it really does take 2 people. And it really does take 2 good hands, and obviously I've only got 1. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through it at this point. There's these 2 knobs right here on the inside. Arthur, get around here so you can see those knobs. There's a knob here and a knob on the other arm, on the rear arm. Those knobs I call tension knobs. Okay? What you do is you loosen up that knob and you loosen up the knob on the other arm. And then you take your awning arm, which must be inside the trailer, and I'll have to grab another one there. Guess we'll have to show that in a minute. But what you do is you take your awning arm, which really the only thing the awning arm does is make it a little bit taller. And you'll pull down that little lock right there. That little lever right there, you just pull that down. It's actually on the cylinder there. Pull that down, that unlocks it. Then you walk on over here, stick the awning arm into that little black loop, pull that black loop on down and it locks down. There are tension arms on the inside. There's an inner arm and an outer arm. The inner arm is called a tension arm. Okay, with that inner tension arm, what you'll do, because this is down, the inner tension arm will slide out to the top of the outer arm, and then you'll tighten this tension knob that's connected to the inner tension arm. And then you've got two choices on how you want to raise the awning. You could raise the awning using these arms. You'll lift that up, pull it out, and it's going to pop into one of the little holes on the inside. Make sure it actually pops into the hole on the inside. Or you can just disconnect the whole thing from the trailer. There's a little latch right here, and the whole arm comes off, and you can stand up the two arms out there. Do be cautious with it. They are by far the most fragile thing and most complicated thing about the trailers. Okay, other stuff that I do have in this right here. This is the stabilizer jack wrench. Now, on this particular trailer, there are only two stabilizer jacks. They're both on the back ends there. I doubt you can see him. Arthur, can you see him?
Yep.
Okay, come on and back up. Okay, now only lower those stabilizer jacks after the trailer's all level. Those are not there to level the trailer, they're there to stabilize the trailer. And don't forget to pull them back up before you leave. The other things that we've got in here is I've got that water pressure regulator right here that's got to go on the hose at some point, and then here's that special drinking water hose. Now I always tie the two ends together because you are going camping and you might get visitors in the hose, so put those two ends together there. Other things that I've got in here, in this handy little sewer hose bucket. This is the sewer hose, and I have this clear elbow on here just to help you make sure it's actually getting clean and clear. Yeah, don't put anything else in here except for the actual sewer hose so that you can keep it all separate. There's that. Okay, let's go on inside.